On behalf of the Outer East Football Netball, I welcome you here today to the 2025 Yarra Valley Water Under 11 Mixed Junior Grand Final. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders, past and present. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Please don't forget, now that the sun's out, it's a bit warmer, to fill up your drink bottles from the Yarra Valley Water Cart over near the cricket net. And thank you to Yarra Valley Water, our junior major sponsor. Please choose tap. Our two grand final teams of Healesville and Upwey Tecoma have played on two occasions this season, with both winning one each. So both teams are well deserving of their place in today's grand final, and we look forward to a great match. I would also like to congratulate our umpires who will be officiating today's game. Well done. I now invite you to stand if you're able, and please remove your hats for our national anthem. Good luck to both sides.
And welcome back to our second grand final of the day as we welcome you to Healesville versus Upwey Tecoma in our under 11 mixed Yarra Valley Water Choose Tap Junior Grand Finals. Here with me I have Aidan Miller and Steph Barkers. How are we doing today?
Good morning, Adam. Very looking forward to another brilliant grand final here between Healesville and Upwey Tecoma. It should be another really good game. We've already got our first one done and dusted. You want to take us through the head-to-head through the season, mate, and also some of the quotes from the coaches?
Of course I can. So each of these sides they've played each other twice this year, and they're 1-1. So last time they met, Healesville had the loss. Upwey Tecoma got the win 2-4-16 to Healesville 0-5-5. So that's a close game for these two sides. Healesville coming into this first with 13-1, so their one loss was up to Upwey Tecoma.
Yep.
And Upwey Tecoma coming in third, 10-4 record. We have a couple of quotes here from Healesville coach and assistant coach Coach Derek Van Netten and assistant coach Jamie Derrickson. Let's pretend I did that right. Honoured and proud to be part of this team. Your teamwork is inspiring. We also have this season has been an incredible journey for the under-11s from Upwey Tecoma Junior Football Club. Throughout pre-season, we're not sure if we'll be able to find a team, field a team starting with just 13 players, and they managed to scrap together just enough to fill a team. And with the help of the under-10s and younger under-12s, we played without a bench for the whole season until our final last week, where we had one on the bench. The group has been wonderful. The coach, they listen and try their best at training and on game day every week and slowly get better. Showing glimpses of excellent play. So that's good to see. So we've got a minute until this ball goes up. Being umpired by our very own Lucy Cremain. So the siren goes and up goes the footy as well. Tap to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma at the moment, but it stays steady. Upwey Tecoma taking it out wide to the broadcast side. It is a big booming kick. We get a couple of people running onto that one. And sliding into there with some Healesville players. There's a big stack of people that I can't quite see at the moment. And I believe a ball up has been called. So in the ruck, we had McGee Tap down to the advantage of Upwey Tacoma, but there's a whole wall of Healesville players to stop them from going anywhere. So we get another ball up. As the umpire throws the ball aloft. And it tapped down again to the advantage of Upwey Tacoma, but Healesville have got their hands on the footy. Busted out to the wing, getting close to the boundary line, and it should roll over. So that'll be Upwey Tacoma's ball in the hands of Isaac Wallace. So long down the line. Unfortunately, it's out of bounds as well. So straight back to Healesville. So they have an opportunity to mount a counter-attack. So they take on the corridor. Find a set of hands. Unfortunately, couldn't take the mark, though. Intercepted by, that's Wallace again. He's got the footy trying to dance around his opponent. Kick out wide, trying to find his teammate in Costa. Unfortunately, couldn't track the footy down. So it's in the hands of Healesville. Healesville bomb it forward to the advantage. Couldn't quite get his hands on the footy. And handball around. So they've got an inside 50. And taking a mark was O'Halloran. So O'Halloran will go back. And he's gone to kick the goal. And he's nailed it. So the first score go to Healesville. So O'Halloran with the first goal of the game. And Healesville start 1-0-6.
Wasting no time.
Yeah, absolutely. So straight in. Upwey Tacoma yet to score. So really good stuff for Healesville, isn't it, Adam?
No, most certainly, Adam. Good transition off half-back. A little bit stagnant in that first minute, but they've really found some confidence just then to wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So can Upwey Tacoma respond? It all starts here in the middle. Fletcher McGee in the ruck. Up he goes. Both ruckmen not really opting to jump. This might be a chance now. If Broker can send him inside forward 50, he does. High up another ball, but a good intercepting mark is taken. The Bloods can counter-attack. They look to come to the broadcast wing. Gathered beautifully at ground level there by Nicholson. Nicholson swings onto the left, gets a kick away. And once again, it's that man O'Halloran. Gathers the ball to the bench. Beautiful pick-up. Spins around one, then dance steps the other. Long kick down the line. Good, strong mark taken overhead. Beautifully done by Ericsson. Ericsson peers into the corridor, and that's where he goes. Should be turned over. Getting the fist in just in time was Wallace, and he comes in with a good second effort. Dishes off there to Stone. Stone found a man and a teammate in Draper. Draper gets the hands away just in time. It's a good second effort as well. Paddles the ball in front of himself. Lost control of it. Coming through to provide a hand was Nicholson. Kick around the body for the Bloods. It's a high bouncing ball. Wallace dumps the ball towards the boundary line, then gathers it beautifully. Gets the kick away just in time. He was under all sorts of pressure. No mark will be taken. Ball spills to ground level. Once again in the hands of Nicholson, who's been busy in the last minute. Unable to gather it cleanly was Holmes. And now gathered here for Upwey Tacoma by Broker. Broker gets a kick away on the left. It's being tracked back towards the boundary line though by Sartis. Keeps the ball in play. Gathers the football. Kicks up ahead of himself. Ball spins away unkindly there from Dowdell and trickles over the boundary line. It's going to be thrown back into play. So a bit of a game of tennis in that last minute or so. Both sides trying to play with that surge mentality, but just couldn't quite find a clean passage. So up it goes once again. Tap down was one there for Healesville. Kicked forward here though for Upwey Tacoma by Draper. They've turned it over. The Bloods looking to come back the other way. Currently under the agency of Mendy. Mendy kicks around his body, but he might have just turned it over here. In goes that man, once again kicked inside forward 50 by O'Halloran. He's found a teammate there in Ericsson. Couldn't quite gather it cleanly. Now picked up at ground level by Reed, but he's turned it over. And once again getting the ball here for Upwey Tacoma is Wallace. And he finds an outlet straight onto the chest there of Evans.
So it's Evans. Kicks it down the line. It's found a set of hands. Unfortunately, it's a Healesville set. And they've tried to play on, but Healesville's been pinned for holding the ball. So the free kick comes the way of O'Neill. O'Neill assesses his options, kicks it inboard. No mark taken, so it spills along the floor. Lots of Healesville numbers, but there's no shortage of Upwey Tacoma either. Holding the man free kick's been paid in the to the direction of Healesville as they play on down the middle. Long kick to the top of the 50, looking for in Aguelo. Contest made. There's been a ball up at the top of Healesville's 50, so in a dangerous position at the moment at Healesville. As we get the rucks together. Ball's thrown up in the air. Tap one by Upwey Tacoma. Tapped into the middle, into the hands of Draper. Draper's kicked it forward, might run onto his own footy. No, that's not him. It's actually Evans. Evans has tapped it back in. Still on the footy, Evans. and made a really good tackle after that. Unfortunately, he's been pinned for holding the man. So Healesville assess their options again. Choose to go a little bit inside. Tried to kick it. Unfortunately, turn it over to Upwey Tacoma. But the ball's still hot and there's still a chance to get it back. Upwey Tacoma kick it through with Wallace. And he almost gets a mark on the end of his kick, but just not quite. Contested footy at the top of Upwey Tacoma's 50. As this ball spills out to the advantage of Healesville, but it's been smothered off the boot by Evans. Really well done there. Healesville get it back to get it down the line. A mark taken by that man Wallace.
He's had a good start to this game.
Yeah, certainly has. He's been everywhere. Kicked down the line by Wallace. Unfortunately, couldn't stick the mark. And he smothers it off the boot. Oh, no, sorry. It's marked by Costa. I thought it might have come off someone's hand, but apparently not. Paid the mark. Costa goes in deep. As it bounces around a fair bit. Healesville seem to have their hands on the footy, but Upwey Tacoma found it after that. A pretty rough tackle, but a good one at that. We have Upwey Tacoma kick it into the middle, having it and a chance to score, but Healesville have tracked the ball. It's a fair amount of Upwey Tacoma around the footy, though. It's deep into the forward 50, and there's going to be a ball up to the advantage of Upwey Tacoma.
So can they manufacture something from the stoppage, the Tigers? Up it goes. McGee probably got the better of the tap. Ball comes to ground level. Paddle forward by Costa. Umpire calls them to go. Umpire Cremeen, and then eventually says, no, this ball's not going anywhere. So they've locked the ball in their end of the ground, the Tigers. Up it goes once again. Again, ball tap 10 to ground level. Maybe an opportunity for Evans if he can gather it cleanly. He does, but he's taken in a tackle, but he got away. Spun around one. Got a kick away on the right. Can he find a set of hands? Maybe not. He has, in fact, but the wrong set of hands, and the Bloods can go back the other way. The mark couldn't be taken, though, by Mendy. Tracks the ball towards the boundary line. They keep the ball in play, and they're on the counter-attack now. Healesville, high up and under ball to the broadcast wing. Coming up to provide an option there for Healesville was Lane. Turned inside out and turned it over. Ball goes out of bounds on the full. Should come back the other way for Upwey Tacoma. So once again, Costa. Oh, he sold a bit of candy. How about that? Fell for it beautifully. There was Ericsson, but he's turned it over, Costa. Healesville now can counter-attack, and they want to come through the corridor. Up and under ball. Should be cut off, and it is. Reading it beautifully. There was Platfus. Platfus wheels round to the right, but his kick was smothered. Fantastic bit of work there by Mendy. Again, ball spills to ground level. Opportunity now for Orgello. Dumping tackle is laid. And Broker penalised for holding the ball. He reckons it should be a free kick for... Oh, no, it is. It's a free kick for 25. Dangerous tackle and 25 metres. So probably going to be too far out to score. It's a big 25, though, it has to be said. Puts him inside forward. 50. Just falls short of the target. But this could be a chance for the Tigers. Healesville, though, swarm the back line. Through comes Mizzy. And there's a free kick here. There we go.
Richmond.
So Noah Richmond will line them up from only about 15 out on a slight angle. This for a responding goal for Upwey Tacoma to get the game on an even keel. Swings out onto an arc. It's a beautiful kick and it's straight over the goal umpire's cap. So Noah Richmond opens up Upwey Tacoma's account and scores a level in the under-11 mixed grand final in the Yarravalla Water Shoes Tap Junior Grand Finals.
Boys, I love what we've been seeing so far. Lots of flow, lots of open play, a lot of back and forth. This one's going to be a really interesting
Most certainly, a lot of players getting their hands on the footy, Steph, and you're right. And the thing I actually love the most as well is they're mainly sticking to the broadcast side of the ground, which very rarely happens.
That's true. It's much easier to call when it's on this side of the ground.
It is. It is ridiculously hard when the ball's always on the outer side. So it's back in the middle once again. So McGee's been pretty good on the ruck. Up it goes. Gets the hit out once again up against Holmes. Is there time for one more goal here for Upwey Tacoma? They get a kick away through Serene. Gets the ball to half forward. Can someone gather it cleanly out the back? Here's a chance now for the Tigers. Big contest. Can Healesville just lock it up? In comes umpire Cremeen. And this will be a stoppage inside forward 50. There's a siren, and that will do us for quarter time in the under-11 mixed grand final. And it is a deadlock. One straight 6 apiece. Healesville, Upwey Tacoma. Nothing separating the two sides. Adam, interesting start to that game. Healesville got an early one, but then Upwey Tacoma came back late and scores a dead level.
Absolutely, Aidan. So really good contest throughout the middle. Lots of run from both sides. It's been really interesting to watch, and there's a few everyone's want to flex their skills a bit. A few selling of candy, and dancing around their opponents. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and they're clearly having fun out there. But it's a level score at quarter time, and it's certainly it's going to be a great contest.
A few successful selling of candy as well, to be perfectly, just to put the emphasis on it. So fantastic to see, and the skill level's right up there as well. Really loving to see that.
Absolutely, it was. So really good to see. And I imagine it'd be quite an enjoyable game for us to commentate for the rest of this match, the 3 quarters that are left. But yes, absolutely, it will be a great game to see. So we're just going to go to a break now, and we'll come back and talk about this when we get back, as the siren goes a bit. And scores were level at quarter time, 1-0 apiece. So just the 6 points. There is absolutely nothing between these two sides at the moment. And it's certainly been a fierce contest as we just get the players set up, and we seem to have someone maybe set up on the wrong end of the field, but that's completely fine. So the siren goes now, so umpire holds the ball aloft and up the ball goes. Upwey Tecoma won the tap, but stayed pretty stagnant in the middle. Healesville got the advantage. Kick towards their end of the ground, and they enter forward 50 for the first time. Can they find a set of hands? But an intercept mark taken.
It's Wallace as well.
And it's Wallace again. So Upwey Tecoma made their way down the ground, so found Draper. Draper going to kick towards the broadcast side. Intercept mark taken by Nicholson. So Healesville building on the attack. Another mark taken by that one there in Moore. So Moore just looking around, seeing what he's got. And another pinpoint kick to one of his teammates out closer to the boundary in Ericsson. So Ericsson plays on. Tries to widen up the angle and has kicked it again. I believe it's to Wallace.
Yep.
Wallace is having a fantastic start to this game. Stands back, tries to find a teammate. Has found one in the hands of Evans. Evans looking around, doesn't know what he wants to do, so he kicks it down the line. Straight into the hands of that guy, O'Neill. So O'Neill looks around, another one long down the line. Takes a weird bounce, but that's footy for you. Lots of Upwey Tecoma around this one. It's a loose ball. Trying to get to the advantage of Rexter. It's been kicked out, and it's at the top of the 50. Tracking it down, Shepherd. And so is Rickard from Healesville. And it's there's so many players around the footy at the moment. There's been a free kick paid to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma. And Dolly is the one getting the footy at the moment. So he looks around, enters forward 50. And a mark has been taken by O'Neill. So O'Neill, he points towards the goals. And he just sets it up just above the goal square. Can't quite find a mark. But it's been tapped out. There's still lots of Upwey Tecoma around this footy. And there's a ball up. So in a really good position for Upwey Tecoma to score here. The umpire throws the ball in the air. Tap one by Healesville. Tracking it down there is Mendy. And a free kick's been paid to Upwey Tecoma. So, who's that down there in the corner? That's Brocker.
Harrison Brocker, yep.
So we'll see what he does with this one. He kind of wants to kick for goal, but he also thinks he should set it up. So he runs around on the left foot, and he gets it to curve a bit, but he's just going to drop it the goal square to the advantage of Healesville. So Houlihan running out wide, taking a couple of bounces. Ticked it outside the 50. But who's that there?
Wow.
It couldn't be. So Upwey Tecoma have got the footy again. Holding the man free kick, however, has been paid
Very
to the
impressive by
advantage.
Wallace.
Yes, absolutely. So Wallace played really well, and 25 has been paid. So Healesville will have gain a bit of an advantage. And they've played on, tried to find a set of hands. It's fallen into the lap of Upwey Tecoma, though. So it's been tapped around into the forward 50. Kicked it to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma, as we have Rexter tracking it down, handballed away, and to the straight to the Healesville player. And there's a ball up. It's been called just outside the 50.
So Upwey Tecoma winning the territory battle early days in this second quarter. They've been able to lock the ball down there into the ground. Can they convert an opportunity? McGee got the better of the tap, but Healesville shark it, and they can go back the other way. They take on the corridor. This might be a chance for the Bloods if they can gather it cleanly. Lane was dumped, and he's got to get a free kick for dangerous contact. So Lane assesses the options inside forward, 50, checks his kick, might have just turned it over. Kicks to a one-on-one, ball comes to ground level. And umpire Cremeen comes through and calls for a stoppage. So now Healesville have a little bit of territory after Upwey Tecoma really dominated the first couple of minutes of this quarter. So what can the Bloods manufacture here? Up it goes. Tap was one down that time by Holmes. But now Upwey Tecoma again find themselves on the counter-attack. The kick to a 2-on-1, though, probably not going to favour them. So picked up here by one of the Healesville players. In fact, it's that man Mendy once again, kicks around his body. Wallace just couldn't quite gather the bouncing ball. And now they go inside forward 50 here. Healesville, the mark is taken, is it? No, spilled. Probably should have been. Comes back into the corridor. They've got representation back here, the Tigers. They should be able to lock this up and get a stoppage, and they do. And they get numbers back in defence to help out. So umpire Cremeen will throw the ball aloft once again. Up it goes. Tapped back into the corridor. This could be a chance here for Healesville. Kick around the body by O'Halloran, just falling short. Wallace kicks Upwey Tecoma out of defence, but for how long? Real leg spinner there, Shane Warnstyle. Gathered beautifully now here by Wendy. Lost control of the footy. And now free kick going to go the way of Upwey Tecoma. So Wendy again wants to take on the corridor. He's turned it over. No mark to be taken though. Just spilled at the last moment. But Healesville will go inside forward 50 nonetheless. Low trajectory ball. Thumped away. Good defensive work there by Wallace once again. Ball comes through the corridor and a good strong mark is taken by Richmond. The solitary goal kicker of Upwey Tecoma assesses the options down the line. Loads up on the right boot to about centre half forward, but he's kicked to a 2-on-1. Through a couple of sets of hands. Can O'Neill get the ball under his control? He can. He's kicked it the wrong way though. It's a foot race towards the broadcast wing. Getting there first was Hughes. He gets a kick away on the right and he's found a target. Beautifully done there to Moore.
And Moore assesses his options and he tries to get the handoff going to that man Nicholson, but it's been turned over to Upwey Tecoma. But he's kicked it to a 2-on-1. And so Upwey Tecoma now got the footy back, but Healesville still showing strong representation in this contest. And there will be a ball up pretty much in the true centre wing. So as we get our positions into the area, we're stopping play for a moment, maybe a blood rule of some description. So just pause the game for a moment, I believe. That's Rexter.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a bit of a blood nose, I think.
Yeah, okay. So Rexter coming off the field at the moment. He seems to be, like he didn't seem too hurt or anything, just didn't realise he was bleeding.
Yeah, we hope not. We don't like to see that in a grand final.
No, of course
Boys,
not.
I don't want to take away from the skills from today because, as we've said, they've been fabulous. But I must say, James Shepherd, number 14 from Upwey, best mohawk I've ever seen.
Yeah, I said that as they were running out. It's fantastic work. So the ball goes up again. Upwey Tecoma get the kick away. And here we go. Sells a bit of candy. Looks for a mark inside 50.
Oh, no.
Has the mark been paid? Mark has been paid to Healesville. So Ricard assesses what he's got in front of him. Just kicks it down the line. And he's found a man in Agrello, who's handed it off to Mendy. Mendy down the line, tried to find a set of hands, dropped short of Upwey Tecoma players, and so everyone's just piled on top. There's a little bit of push and shove, but it's about what you expect in a grand final, isn't it, Aiden?
Bit of argy-bargy for sure.
Of course. So the ball goes up again. Upwey Tecoma won the tap, but there seems to be heaps of representation from Healesville at the bottom of it.
So much feeling in this game.
Of course. So up it goes again. Neutral sort of one tap. Healesville got their hands on the footy first. And then won the kick out. Oh, and who's that there? Ericsson. Has run inside, taking a bounce. Go for goal, son. Hasn't quite gotten there. Upwey Tecoma. And they're getting the rebound there. Kick two. In front of him is, I can't see who that is it Richmond? Unfortunately, he spilled it a bit. In comes, there's a free kick been paid to Healesville, to that man Sardis. And hasn't quite stuck a mark, and there'll be another ball up in the top of the 50. So it's certainly been quite an eager contest in this quarter so far.
Most certainly, Adam. So umpire Cremeen will throw the ball aloft. Getting the better of the tap there was Holmes of Healesville, but Upwey Tecoma once again find themselves on the counter-attack. They'll take on the corridor, and this is what I've loved about this game. Both teams just wanting to attack, but holding the ball's been paid.
No, running too far.
Running too far. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Van Netten sends Healesville inside forward 50. Couldn't quite find a set of hands. Upwey Tecoma have got all the representation behind the footy, and once again they take on the corridor. The kick just didn't quite favour them though. Gathered beautifully at ground level by Rickard. He ran into a brick wall and he's been penalised for holding the ball. And only about a minute to go in this second quarter. So the recipient of the free kick here is Oakley Draper, and he goes out wide. And he finds a set of hands. Dowdell just backpedals off the mark. He's got options down the line. Looking for O'Neill.
Oh,
big mark taken though. Evans flying in from the side. Good strong hands. Maybe one last roll of the dice in the first half for Upwey Tecoma. O'Neill will fly from the back, but he won't be able to take the mark. Beautifully gathered by Mendy out the back. He dishes off. Found a teammate there in Nicholson. Nicholson with a low scrubby ball along the ground. Gathered beautifully there by Poppins. Handball back in the corridor, but he's turned it over. Again, maybe another roll of the dice here for Upwey Tecoma. The Bloods desperately trying to keep the ball inside here from Houlihan. In goes Mendy once again. Was there high contact? Umpire Cremeen calls him to go. Now a kick coming off the boot of Brocker. Just falling short, no mark can be taken. And only seconds ticking away now, and I reckon we're going to have a level ball game at half-time here. Once again, in goes Draper. Umpire Cremeen calls for a stoppage. So McGee and Holmes, and there's a siren for half-time. In the Yarra Valley Water Choose Tap Under 11 Mixed Grand Final between Healesville and Upwey Tecoma. And it stays at 1 goal straight apiece. It's all level at the main change. And what an interesting grand final, what an interesting second half we have ahead of us. Adam, what have you made of that first half?
Again, lots of runs. So everyone's so excited to get this going. And it's been quite a contested footy, but it's been both sides have had so many great opportunities to make their way down the field and really good defensive efforts on both sides as well. So it's been really good matchups for both sides. It's been really good to watch. So I think we've got a cracking second half coming in front of us.
Oh, certainly. It's been a bit of a theme actually for the day, Adam. Scoreless second quarters. The
right.
First game of score. First game of the second quarter scores, and this game as well. So we'll see if that's a theme that sticks throughout the day. But really looking forward to this one, particularly this second half, because, 1 goal straight apiece. You can't really split the two teams at the moment.
No, absolutely. You cannot. I think it's been it'll be a really good contest to watch. So we'll go to a break now, and we'll come back and we'll bring you the action for the second half in this grand final. Such a fierce contest so far, and I really can't wait for this to get underway. So players make their way to their positions. We'll wait for our umpire Cremeen to hold the ball aloft. And there goes the siren. So ball up in the air. Tap to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma at the moment. It's a fierce contest. And we're going to have a ball up again. So up it goes twice. And that's a good tap by Healesville, but unfortunately straight down the throat of Upwey Tecoma. So it's tapped out to the far side. Picked up there. Oh, in the hands of Upwey Tecoma. Trying to get the advantage. Back in the hands of Healesville. But there is Upwey Tecoma numbers everywhere. So that's Wallace. Kicked it, taking on the middle of the ground. Oh, mark couldn't quite be taken, so Healesville running onto it is Sardas. Upwey Tecoma got the footy now, entering forward 50. There's Upwey Tecoma everywhere, but there's also a fair amount of Healesville. Ball's on the ground. It's a difficult ball to get your hands on, but a free kick has been paid. I'm not 100% sure who to. Richmond. I believe that's Noah Richmond, so he's the sole goal kicker for Upwey Tecoma. He sends it long, and can't quite get a mark in the goal square, but it's been picked up. There's been a tackle laid. It seems to become a stoppage, but someone's risen up from the ground and been pinned holding the ball. So it'll be Healesville's free kick all the way on the goal line. Hands off the footy. Kick down the line and tap over the back. Tracking it down is Eriksson, but unfortunately goes over the line before anyone can take possession. So it'll just be a ball up on the inside of this ground. Just in the far pocket. As we wait for the rucks to arrive on the scene, Upwey Tecoma probably got the advantage in that tap. Balls hit the ground, contested footy, and another ball up. So still at the advantage of Upwey Tecoma. Then in the ground, probably just on the 50. Up she goes again. And another one brought to ground, so it's quite contested. Everyone's trying to get their hands on the footy. They're trying to make a difference. Upwey Tecoma with a massive tap, ends up in the hands of a Healesville player, and it's smoked out. Ends up in the hands of another Upwey Tecoma player in O'Neill. Been kicked in and then kicked out, so it's just a bit of ricochet. It had a mark by Costa, so he's going to assess. He's going to kick it deep in for Upwey Tecoma. Can he find a set of hands? Couldn't quite, but crumbing it there was Brocker, but unfortunately been pinned for holding the ball. So Healesville will have a chance to set up a counter-attack from the half-back.
So Upwey Tecoma again, like they did in the second quarter, have the early territory. Haven't been able to convert their opportunities. So the Bloods exit the defensive 50. Out it goes, but they turned it straight over. Intercept mark taken by O'Neill. Been one of the better players for the Tigers today. Loads up on the right boot and puts them inside forward 50 again. Good strong mark is taken.
Wow.
Well done by Brocker. Eyes are darting around, but I think he's going to back himself in. So he's got a kick of about 35 metres or 30 metres required. Loads up in the left boot, starts at left. It's coming back, but not enough. I think it's marked on the goal line.
Rush through for a
players?
behind.
No, knocked through. There we go. So Upwey Tecoma take a slender lead. That's the first lead change of this grand final. In fact, the first lead change today. So Upwey Tecoma, as mentioned, take the lead. 1-1-7 they are to Healesville. And here we go. Another intercept mark is taken. Long kick to the top of the square. Can someone take a mark? Nearly. Healesville desperately trying to get the ball out of the defensive 50. And I think this should be a free kick to Upwey Tecoma for last kick, and it is.
It is.
So the recipient will be Oakley Draper. He was the closest. And he tells umpire Cremeen, I'm going to have a kick for goal. Goes with a drop punt. And again, no, it's not going to be rushed over. It's kept in play. Kick around the body. That would have been one of the goals of the century if that had
Really
gone
would have.
through. Very ambitious, but Healesville have got all the numbers here and all the representation. They take the ball towards the boundary line. It makes its way over. And I think this will be a ball up over on the outer side. So umpire Cremeen will throw the ball aloft. McGee and Holmes. McGee gets the better of the tap. In fact, roves his own tap, but he was tackled straight away. And that ball going absolutely nowhere. And once again, umpire Cremeen comes in, calls for a stoppage. So up it goes. What can Upwey Tecoma manufacture here? Huge numbers around the ball once again, and again it's going nowhere. So Oakley Draper gathered the football, but was tackled instantly.
So up it goes again. Upwey Tecoma got the tap, but straight down the hands of another Healesville player, but it's been made out the back. I can't say who's got the footy, and they've gotten a push in the back, so there will be a free kick to Upwey Tecoma, and they have a shot at goal. Can't quite make out the number.
I think it's James Townsley, number 17.
Number 17.
No, it's...
And he gives
he's
the ball
handballed it
off.
off anyway. Big kick.
Big kick onto the goal line. It's made it over
Brocker.
by Brocker. That's really good. I didn't know if it was going to make the distance or not. It was quite a high kick, but it went high and it went long, so that's 6 points. That's another goal for Upwey Tecoma.
Boys, I think the difference has been while that first half was so exciting and there was a lot of flow of play, Upwey Tecoma feel like they've settled a little bit now. They're really looking around, assessing their options and trying to create some of those plays. It felt a bit rushed before and they just feel like they've really settled into this game. Maybe the nerves have died down a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely, Steph. I think they're doing the better job around the contest, that's for sure, and there's been a whole lot of those. So, absolutely, they've got the advantage at the moment. So as we get the players into their positions, umpire will throw the ball in the air. McGee winning the tap into the hands of Brocker. Awkward bouncing ball for Richmond. Snapped into the 50, into the hands of Healesville. And ball hasn't quite been marked, but it's been kicked straight into the middle of the ground. And all of a sudden, O'Halloran has gone for a run. He's kicked it inside the 50. And who's that to the advantage to? Of Poppins. And a contested ball, Upwey Tecoma trying to kick it out, but got smothered in the hands of Agello. He's kicked it to the goal square. Who's there? But Costa busting through a couple of players, getting his hands dirty, kicking it out at the top of the 50. Upwey Tecoma still controlling the footy. Snapped over his head by Richmond into the middle of the ground. Bounced off the chest of... I couldn't quite see who that was, actually. And then O'Neill tracking it down. Kicking through the middle of the ground. Upwey Tecoma trying to manufacture something. Kicking towards the scoreboard side of the ground. Being tracked down by Poppins of Healesville. In the long sleeves. It's a beautiful day. 29, Evans it is. Kick it towards that end of the ground. It stays in play only just. Kept in by Erickson of Healesville. Kicked it back around. Ends up in the hands of Upwey Tecoma. Again, Upwey Tecoma move it forward, but it's just a game of tennis at the moment. Healesville kick it into the middle, but to the advantage of Richmond for Upwey Tecoma, and he bombs it in long. It's in the 50. It's a 1v2. Upwey Tecoma have the advantage at the moment. And there seems to be a contest, and it's going to be a ball up at the top of the 50. And Upwey Tacoma have got a fair bit of advantage of movement happening, and they're going to try their best to score here as we just wait for the ruck to make their way through. As the ball goes aloft again. Tapped to the advantage of Upwey Tacoma. Oh, not quite a mark taken. So Healesville save it, try and keep it in play. And the footy's taken a wild bounce, and Healesville have kept it inside the field of play. O'Halloran doing really well there. Upwey Tacoma have got the representation here. Intercepted by Healesville. The kick coming from Wallace. So Healesville coming wide, but it's Wallace again with the hands. Couldn't quite get the mark, but got the high contact free kick. So Wallace, he has the footy again. He's kicking it down the line. Kick to a contest, couldn't quite find a pair of Upwey Tacoma hands, but it's going to fall into him anyway. It's crumbed really well by the Tigers. The Bloods run across the back, and he's got the footy, handball it off. Was Healesville, and a shot at goal for Upwey Tacoma. Is that Brocker again from the floor? 2 in a couple of minutes for Brocker. And Upwey Tacoma, 3-1, 3-1-19.
That was an incredible chase down there.
That's an amazing chase down. Got the tackle, didn't get the hold in the ball free kick, but he didn't need it. Just kicked it from where he was, and it was really well done by Brocker. He's having an amazing impact this quarter.
Most certainly has, Adam. That extends the margin to 13 points now, and only a minute left in this third quarter. So Upwey Tacoma have really opened up the game and give themselves a very handy advantage heading into the final change. So the ball comes back into the middle. So maybe one last roll of the dice here for Healesville. They've got to be quick out of this centre bounce. They need to manufacture something, because of the way the scoring's been happening so far today, 13-point margin is going to be pretty tough to overcome. Healesville appeal for a free kick, gathered at ground level by Nicholson. Swings around on his left boot, looking for a teammate here in Morgan. Now here's a chance for the Bloods. Erickson can put him inside forward 50. In fact, he might go all the way himself. Long kick. Oh, the mark wasn't taken. Through the hands of Lilly. Maybe at ground level. But it's kicked out of there beautifully on that occasion by Costa. Still a chance for the Bloods, but they've turned it over again. And Upwey Tacoma take the ball to safety. They take on the corridor, the relieving mark taken by Richmond. And he can take seconds off the clock. And they should take a 13-point margin into the final change.
They're stopping the game for a moment.
There's a siren for three-quarter time. So 3-1-19 are Upwey Tacoma to Healesville, 1 straight 6. And the Tigers really open it up there. And it's going to be a bit of a hill to climb for the Bloods in the last quarter again. Not beyond them, but the Tigers certainly taking the momentum into the final change. 3 goals required in this last quarter here, Adam. Do you think the Bloods have got it in them?
I think they do. I think that this is it's a contest that can easily just flip both ways. Upwey Tacoma worked out the way to play in that quarter. It was a lot of flowing football, but accurate kicking was certainly improved in that quarter, and it was really good to see between Richmond and Wallace as well. And I just think that if they can do it, I think the Bloods can as well. So I think we've certainly got a cracking fourth quarter ahead of us. So we'll head to a break, and we'll come back to you in our fourth quarter to wrap up this game between Healesville and Upwey Tacoma. And welcome back to Mount Evelyn Recreation Reserve as we get the fourth quarter of our under-11 mixed Yarra Valley Water Choose Tap Junior Grand Final between Healesville and Upwey Tacoma. Upwey Tacoma currently have the advantage, 3-1-19 to Healesville, 1-0-6. So the ball gets thrown aloft for this final quarter to the advantage of Healesville, but there's plenty happening around the footy at the moment. Tracked down by Van Netten. Kicked forward for Healesville. Erickson getting his hands on the footy at the moment. Out wide, Upwey Tacoma claiming the footy, kicking it down the lines. Upwey Tacoma moving it forward at a rapid pace and taking a mark was Richmond. Richmond looking around, trying to kick it inboard. And it's almost worked out, but Healesville got their hands on the footy in an intercept possession. Kicking it forward there was O'Halloran. O'Halloran's found the hands there of Morgan. So Morgan will go back at the top of the 50. And we'll have a look around at who his options are. Kicks it out to the left side. And a mark's been taken by that man there in Lane. And Lane plays on. Tries to play into the indoor. And mark's been taken by Upwey Tacoma. Can't quite make out the player. And he plays out wide. Plays on. Tries to kick it down the line. Hasn't quite found a mark. Ball's been tracked down by a few Upwey Tacoma players. There's a couple of them there. And it's been pinned for holding the ball. So Healesville will get the advantage. after Brocker couldn't quite get it on the boot. So Healesville kick it out wide. Ericsson and their Brocker, the Harrison variety, kick it inboard. Healesville still tracking down the footy. Everyone stopped like the umpire said, saying didn't quite. Kick by Upwey Tecoma wasn't quite to the advantage of anybody. So Healesville swarm around the footy at the moment. Siansi got his hands tapped it forward, and we're going to have a stoppage right in the middle of the ground. Back to square one in the centre circle. So we just wait for the Rucks to make their way over. And we get this ball up in the air, and the game starts going again. So Healesville got the first touch. Brocker kick it to the advantage of Healesville. Tapped through by that O'Halloran. Kicked it deep. And I don't know if that's been touched, but it's gone through for a behind anyway. So really good effort there. Unfortunately, it didn't get the major score on that occasion.
So Halloran done all the scoring so far for the Bloods.
Yes, he
got
has.
The one goal and the one behind. So that at least gives them a chance to maybe level the scores with 2 straight kicks. So the kicking duties here for Brocker, who kicked a couple of goals in the third quarter, now finds himself in defence. Loads up in the left boot, exits the defensive 50, no mark can be taken. It's a foot race to the footy. They paddle it back into the corridor to Upwey Tecoma, but no one can gather it cleanly. Huge numbers surround the contest. They come from everywhere. Healesville desperately want to get this ball back the other way, and they've won themselves a free kick. And the recipient of that free kick, Hughes, kicks to half forward, finds a target. They're a kick and a half away from home. Ericsson loads up on the right and finds a target. About 40 metres out now. A long kick to the top of the square. Can the mark be taken? Here's an opportunity out the back for Healesville. Can it be gathered cleanly? Handball came back towards Nielsen. Nielsen, though, was tackled straight away. And Upwey Tecoma can get the ball to safety. No, but they might have turned it over again. Here's an opportunity now. Kick coming off the boot of Mendy. It's going to fall short. And Upwey Tecoma, can they take it to safety? They do. It's rushed over. So back to 11 points the difference. So Healesville winning all the territory in this last quarter. Can they capitalise? So Brocker again goes to the outer side of the ground. The kick goes straight over the top of everyone. Tracking the ball back to the boundary line once again is Hughes of Healesville, and he wins it. Sends a pitching wedge to half forward, but he's turned it over. It goes out of bounds in the full. And Upwey Tecoma can just recollect themselves.
There was a free kick paid further up the wing anyway for a holding the man free kick.
Oh,
so
was it?
Ball's been brought further up the field.
So they send it down the line. No mark can be taken. Spills over the back. Again, though, the Bloods forcing an interception. Kick around his body is Van Netten. Ball fisted towards the boundary line. Here's a chance now for the Bloods. They kick to half forward, but it's turned over, and Upwey Tecoma can rebound.
So Upwey Tecoma just backing up and then kicking it down the line. It's a long kick. It's gone over the whole marking contest as everyone just swarms over the footy. I don't think anyone expected it to go that far. So into the hands of the umpire it goes. As we get the Rucks into position. Try and clear out of the way. So Upwey Tecoma won the tap off the boot, and it's gone to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma. Serene chasing it down, but it's gone out of bounds. So it'll be a Healesville free kick right in front of the Healesville bench. So taking his time, kicked up into the middle, trying to take it on the corridor. Almost marked, but not quite. So around his feet in the contest is Houlihan. And a ball up has been called. And maybe a free kick as well. So it's been a free kick going Upwey Tecoma's way. At the moment, I don't quite see who's received that free kick. I believe it's Brocker. Deep inside 50 now. Hasn't found a set of hands, but Healesville haven't marked it either. Into the hands of Upwey Tecoma. Who's there? It's a dangerous spot for Upwey Tecoma. But out kicks it Nicholson.
Oh, no.
He's kicked it to the Upwey Tecoma. They've clashed into each other. Haven't quite made an advantage out of this. Then kicked it away. And Healesville trying to get out of there safely. But there's Upwey Tecoma colours everywhere. Costa trying to take on the world. Handball straight up in the air. Turn it over to Healesville and Mendy. Almost a mark, but not quite. Healesville still got heaps of the advantage. Ericsson on his own. He's got a paddock around him. He's taken a bounce. He's kicked it towards the square. And a mark! And a mark. And that man there for Reed. So Reed will have a shot on goal for Healesville to get them
back within a kick, Adam.
back within a kick. That's how quickly a game can change. He's kicked it high.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, he's missed to the right side, so that's a behind for Reid.
Guys, just keeping an eye as well. Those looks like to be two Healesville players who clashed at the other end of the ground. Both have gone off, both limped off the ground, hoping they're okay.
Absolutely, so we'll keep an eye out for those two.
So Reid unfortunately went the check side and got too much bend on it. So time's starting to become a factor. They're only 10 points behind Healesville. That goal would have made things oh so interesting. Really could have closed the gap. Again, it flies over the top of the pack, and the Bloods have forced the interception. Ericsson, who's been so busy in this last quarter. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Can they keep it in? No. And Upwey Tecoma get the ball back in their hands. And once again can slow things down. They direct the troops back. So they load up and send it long down the line. A huge pack forms. No mark can be taken. Gens spills out the back. One more goal for Upwey Tecoma, and you reckon they're just about home. And this might be the opportunity for them. They can get it to half forward. Can a mark be taken? It spills out the back. The Bloods with all the representation. They didn't get a kind bounce, though. Trying to gather it at ground level is Rickard. Slaps it back towards the boundary line. Once again, Ericsson swings onto the right, but he's turned it over. But the mark couldn't be taken there by Wendy. Again, Upwey Tecoma press. Umpire Cremeen calls them to go. Wendy once again picked it up. Dishes off the handball, but it was smothered. Back into the hands of Wendy. Penalised for holding the ball. It'll come back the other way. Umpire calls them to go, and they take on the corridor, do the Bloods. Long kick to half forward, but again, Upwey Tecoma. Oh, gee, a big leg spinner. No one's going to be able to stop that. Once again, Upwey Tecoma on the counter-attack. Beautifully gathered at ground level there by Evans. Evans' kick, though, partly smothered. Maybe an opportunity at ground level here for Sianchi. And again, through comes umpire Cremeen. And calls for this. No, it's a free kick, in fact. And once again, it's in the hands of Evans.
So Evans really just seeing what he can do with this. Pumps it deep into the forward 50. Hasn't quite had a mark, but running onto it there is Draper. And it's a loose ball, so Healesville kick it out. They did find a mark, but it plays on immediately, trying to get the ball moving.
Well
but
done.
Unfortunately, he's turned it over into the hands of Wallace, who's played a fantastic game. Wallace just directing the troops. Tries to kick it long. Couldn't quite find a set of hands of his colours. Ball's loose around the contest. Healesville on top of it. It's a ball up in that pocket. So Upwey Tecoma advantage still, but not quite in the forward 50. Up goes the footy. Upwey Tecoma won the tip. And tracking it towards the boundary line is Draper again, but I believe it'll just come back for another contest.
Yep.
So as we organise ourselves here, up goes the footy again. Another one won by Upwey Tecoma, but there's heaps of Healesville representation around this footy. Running around, trying to dodge everybody on the planet is Nicholson. And he's been pinned for holding the ball. So a free kick going the way of Richmond and going the way of Upwey Tecoma. So he's quite far out, probably 45 out. Plays on. Tries to get a set of hands and hasn't quite been a mark. Kicked off the ground for Healesville. Tracking it back again is Draper. And there's been a holding free kick paid to Upwey Tecoma. So that's quite to their advantage. So they've locked it in. It's to Draper. So Draper has handed it off. Swinging around on the right, Upwey Tecoma. Marked on the line there by Poppins.
Great save.
So as the umpire brings the mark back. And that is all for this game. So Upwey Tecoma, 2025 premiers in this under 11 mixed Yarra Valley Water Choose Tap Junior Grand Final. Aiden, what do you make of this?
Fantastic performance by Upwey Tecoma. They did concede the first goal of the game, but they really ran away with it from there. In particular, that third quarter was the difference, and that's often what we talk about in footy. The third quarter is the premiership quarter.
Sure is.
Some really good performances there. Harrison and Brocker really opened up the game with 2 goals. Isaac Wallace, fantastic, playing behind the footy. Plenty of intercept marks, and so too Cody Costa. He was brilliant. I thought for Healesville, Toby Ericsson, he really came to life in that last quarter.
Sure did.
He gave him everything. Holmes was pretty solid in the ruck, but Upwey Tecoma, they were just a little bit too strong in the end. They really opened up the game and take away a much-deserved victory in this grand final. A 10-point win. It got pretty close. If Jacob Reid could have kicked that goal, who knows what could have happened. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite convert. I mean, these are nervous moments in these grand finals.
Course.
No one really wants to probably take them on.
No.
And unfortunately for Healesville, they don't come away with a win, but well done to Upwey Tecoma, a much-deserved premiership.
Absolutely it was. Played some really good footy today, and Yeah, it was entertaining footy and very skillful football. So really well done to Upwey Tacoma as they celebrate with their mascot.
Yep. No, most certainly. I love that. That's a new mascot set as well. I reckon, Adam. That's definitely fresh out of the box for sure.
100%. You can see how orange it is. That's fantastic. And yes, they walk away with the win, a 10-point win. And really well done. So we'll go to a break now, and well done to Upwey Tacoma for this under-11 mixed junior grand final, brought to you by Yarra Valley Water. Choose TAP.
The awards, so thank you, Cameron. Okay, we'll start with our umpires. So could we please put our hands together for Lucy, Guy and Dean. Well done, guys. Thank you very much, umpires. Okay, now we're going to do our best on ground. So, for Healesville, our best on ground today goes to number 2, Toby. Well done, Toby. Well done, Toby. Okay, for Upwey Tacoma, our best on ground and our cameo award goes to number 12, Isaac. Well done, Isaac. Now I'd just like to invite up to speak the Healesville coach, so Derek, can you please come up and say a few words? Thank you. It was a good game. Upwey, fantastic job today. Annalise, thank you very much for doing a fantastic game. Annalise, thank you for putting on a great day in Mount Edmund. I have it all here. To our boys, you guys have been fantastic all here. You've been on top, you deserved it. You've come back there to get the outcome. Be proud of what you do. You're a small team, but you've got massive hearts. Well done, boys. And now, can I please call up the Premiership coach of the under-11 mix, Simon! First of all, to Healesville, you guys have had a huge season. You pretty much set up the top of the ladder most of this season, and we knew we were in for a huge fight. We didn't think we'd get the jump like we did when we were out your way last time. You certainly took it to us. Keep your heads up, you're a great footy team, you share the ball and you play team football. Big round of applause to Healesville. Obviously, thank you to Manny, thank you to the league here for putting on a great event. It's just so exciting to be part of grand final day. It's just one of the most exciting fast days to be a part of. To my boys, this is really one of the great stories in junior footy, I reckon. We didn't know we would even be able to field a team. We were calling on players all year to help us out. But every single one of these boys came to training. They locked in on their skills. They're probably sick of me yelling at them on game day and on the track, but the hard work that you guys showed, the way you fight and fight and fight is just fantastic, and you absolutely deserve the win today. Well done, boys! I just want to also mention to our club admin, our president, our team manager, assistant coach, trainers, our fastest runner in the league, all the parents, that come around and help out. Every single one of these people play a part in us being here today. You get to enjoy this really emotional ride with us, and it's been a bloody fantastic one. Well done, Upwey Footy Club! One feels better. All right, our big ruckman battled out full games the last 2 weeks without relief. Number 1, Fletcher McGee. Number 3, this guy's been called up. He's only 9 years old, but he absolutely plays with a huge heart. That's George Brocker. His older brother, a couple of great goals. We needed him in the 3rd term. It was the same last week. Bloody star. I love you. Harrison, well done, buddy. I do love you too, George. Sorry. Another superstar of our team, been good all season, had a cracking game today. Number 5, Jude O'Neill. Daunting role sometimes at fullback, but he plays it, he concentrates, he's had a cracking second half of the year, and that's number 6, Silas. Number 8 had his head split open, all friendly fire, but he's new to our footy club. He came halfway through the season, and he's just showing what a talent he is, and that's Judd Rexter. Number 9, another guy who joined us later in the season. So glad he did. He's got talent and potential to burn. Number 9, Henry Stone. Number 10, playing in the back line. He's at the bottom of the packs. He concentrates, he works hard. Nate Clappus. Number 11, 50 game player this year, again concentrated, he's just worked so hard on his skills this season. Number 11, Camden. Another cracking game by this guy, he's helped us out most of this season. Awesome player. Number 12, Isaac Wallace. Number 17, most improved kick in our team, James Kelly. Number 20, this guy saved his absolute best performance for grand final day, and that's Axel. Number 22, silky, smooth, heaps of skills, Oakley Draper. The big man of our team, we weren't sure if he was going to get off the deathbed this week. He's been booked all week, just pulled up for today. Number 23, first season player, Noah Richmond. The Rocket Gibraltar, one of the best backs in the competition. 25, Cody Costa. Another guy who locked in come grand final day. Number 26, Harry Farine. Speedy weapon out on our wing, damaging. Number 28, Jeff Dowdell. Another bloke, tough as nails, lays a million tackles a game. He's helped us out this season. Lenny Evans. Number 30, a big key forward, Leo Dolly. We
We rotate our captain each week in the Tigers, and this bloke has been working so hard on the track, and that's why he was captain today. Number 14, James Shepherd. I did say earlier, this bloke is our team runner. He actually ran out to Yarra Junction from Mumboldt last week. Outrageous. And then he's just so quick getting those messages out there. Absolute footy brain too. I've been able to pick his brain all year. Superstar. Alan Dowdell. Not just our TM, but also does a stack around this club. The amount of stuff that goes on behind the scenes this lady organises is absolutely exceptional. We love having him, and that's you, Chelsea! Okay, a special mention, my brother-in-law and assistant coach and his son who plays in the team. They'll be watching on the live stream over in the States somewhere. Huge part of what we built this year, and he's actually been these boys' coach the last couple of years. Obviously not here, but to you on the screen there, Jack and Cobb, thank you so much for the effort this year. Let's give them a round of applause. I think we'll have a hat or something for them when they get back. And our step-in coach, absolute legend as well, new around the club, only pitted in for a couple of weeks, but ideas and just great guy to bounce everything that I'm thinking of. And that was you, Matty. Thank you, man.
Okay, so your Yarra Valley Water Under 11 mixed premiers, Upwey tecoma. Come on, guys, get up there. Go, go, go. Come on, Tiger, get in there, Tiger.
This has been a Game Face Vision production.